Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Truth Unsighted. I'm your host, V Rod. Today is July 8th. July 8th. Um, episode number three, I think. Episode number three. Today, I wanted to come on and discuss the Epstein files. The Epstein files, there's a lot of commotions, a lot of things going on. Pam Bondi came out and said that there was no evidence of no client list when it comes to Epstein list. So whatever she said in February, no longer. Whatever she says she has, she does not have. So everybody is feeling a little bit betrayed uh, as far as what changed, what's going on. Why is the so-called list that they had not coming out? Is it being hidden? Who are they trying to protect? Are they trying to protect the elites? What's going on? And the reason why there's so much chaos is because a lot of people that voted for Trump were voting on to see if the lists were going to come out. Not only the JFK list, but also the Epstein list. Okay? I'm wearing this hat, the allegedly hat, just because I want to just go over certain things which allegedly happened. Does not imply any criminal intent or anything like that, but I just think that is one thing that caught my attention was the fallout between Donald Trump and Epstein. Okay? One of the things that Elon Musk did on X was saying that Donald Trump was on the list of Jeffrey Epstein, the list that right now does not exist. Okay? Why did he do that? Why come out and say certain things about the sitting president of the US? There was other things that happened as far as so a lot of people, Bongino, Cash, before being being sworn and everything, they were campaigning for a pretty long time as far as that they were going to come out and get all this information out, and that is not going to happen. When it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, these are the facts, and you can make of it whatever you want to make of it. The fact was is that Jeffrey Epstein did molest minors. They had an island, and there were people coming in and out of that island, and there were pictures, and there were testimonies by individuals which had led to Ghislaine Maxwell's sentence of 20 years in prison for aiding and facilitating these girls and trying to recruit and everything these girls for Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, so a lot of people ask themselves, why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail if there's no such evidence and there's no such list? A lot of people asking that question, maybe sarcastically because they know there is a list out there and somebody is trying to protect, somebody is hidden for some reason. Okay, so I did some digging. I did some digging because I want to make sure that I verify certain things to see if there's something that I probably am missing or that probably people are not talking about. So one of the witnesses, one of the most famous witnesses was Virginia Giuffre. Okay, Virginia Giuffre died earlier this year in Australia by an apparent accident. Okay, suicide for that matter. Her father is very outspoken as far as that he says somebody got to her. Okay? So I'm going to go way back to the year 2000. Year 2000, Virginia Guthrie's dad worked at Mar-a-Lago. Worked at Mar-a-Lago as a maintenance guy. He got Virginia, at that time was Roberts, a job at Mar-a-Lago. She worked there for a few months, and then that's when Maxwell went ahead and recruited her. She used to work at a massage spa in Mar-a-Lago. Those are the facts. Another fact, Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump were good friends for 15 years. And Donald Trump described him as a fun guy and that he was a terrific guy for that matter. It doesn't say that, not trying to implicate that Donald Trump had anything to do with it. The facts are the facts that he did have a relationship. Just like Bill Clinton had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which had gone to the White House and visited the White House 17 times. Between, I think it was 93 and 86. Okay? 17 times from 93 to 95. Okay? Flew with Epstein to do a lot of things all over the world, different continents and everything else. But there's two presidents that had relationships or were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? So right now, no Epstein list. The top witness is dead. Epstein is dead. And Maxwell is in jail for 20 years, which is supposed to come out in 2037. Okay? So this alleged cover up is the worst cover up imaginable. And it gets you more to think how incompetent are these people to not even know how to cover this up a little better. Okay? So there is ties to the current president as far as Jeffrey Epstein being in Mar-a-Lago, Maxwell being in Mar-a-Lago, being friends with Donald Trump, and the top witness, the top person that got to tell her story, including with I think Prince Andrew. There were some pictures also. There's a tie to Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago, and now Virginia Guthrie is dead, so she can't speak. So I went into a little bit more detail and saying, okay, a lot of people say, you know what, if they had something on Trump, the Democrats would have actually said something while the Biden administration was in charge. A lot of people kind of know that Biden really maybe didn't know what was going on, declining in health and everything. Did he know? Did he act upon? Did somebody brief him? Was there something there? The reason why I don't believe the notion that if the Democrats had information about Trump being on the Epstein list, they would have said something about it. And when I go back what made Trump famous. And what made Trump famous was the one of the debates against Hillary Clinton and saying about the tax code, why she doesn't change it because her friends take advantage of it as well. The reason I think, and it's not a fact, but I think, my opinion, is that there are guilty people on both sides, and they're very important people. There are Democrats in there, there are celebrities in there, there is on the Republican side, there is everybody in there, so they would not gain anything if they had something on Trump, because they would have to expose their own people if they came out with the reports and the evidence that they had. Okay. As far as the Epstein trial, the person that was handling the trial before Epstein's death was a gentleman, and I can see here, by Berman is the gentleman's name. Let's see here, we get his exact name. Okay, let me see. Jeffrey Berman. Okay, he was the Attorney General handling Epstein's case. Okay, he was appointed on January 3rd, 2018 by Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions appointed Jeffrey Berman. Okay, Jeffrey Berman appointed by Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions was appointed by Donald Trump. So, two things. Jeffrey Epstein died while Donald Trump was president. Appointed by the Attorney General handling the case was Berman, Jeffrey Berman, who was appointed by Jeff Sessions. Okay. Epstein died of a suicide, just like Virginia Giuffre died of suicide. Two key people. There is no evidence of anything as far as client lists under whose presidency? Donald Trump's presidency. I'm just saying the facts. I'm not saying and implying that the president of the United States did anything wrong. But these things are going on under his watch. Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Bongino, Bourbon, Jeff Sessions, all under Trump. Okay? Jeffrey Epstein died of suicide. That was officially hanging. And I went in and said, how many people have committed suicide at that correctional facility? MCC. Only one. Jeffrey Epstein. Wow. Only one, Jeffrey Epstein. How many people have died at that correctional facility? Jeffrey Epstein and Abu Anas al-Bibi, which is Nasser Abu Hamed, which he died of liver cancer, but he was a senior Al-Qaeda operative captured in Libya in 2013. So he died of liver cancer. Natural, I won't say natural, but he died of cancer. Jeffrey Epstein was the only one that died by suicide. There was people that, as far as the guards there, did not check the inmates' falsified records, and there was a minute that was unaccounted for at the videos, one of the few cameras that did work at that time, that was facing the door for Jeffrey Epstein's cell. So it's a lot of coincidences there. And I go back to why did Musk say what he said. Jeffrey Epstein had also ties with a former prime minister of Israel, which he met 30 times overall. Okay, so is it a Israel US thing? Is it a Trump thing? Why all this is going under Donald Trump? Why is so much misinformation under Donald Trump? He has, just like we're going to criticize Biden from the way he left Afghanistan for not being competent with the border, for letting many illegals in, for not really knowing exactly what was going on around him. We got to give also the same thing to Trump. And Biden, Trump's done a lot of great things in this last 6 months. But this is very, very, very bad for this administration. The fact that all these things, as much as you want to look the other way, involves a lot of celebrities, a lot of notable people, a lot of billionaires and millionaires. There's a big reason why this list is not coming out. I bet you there's a lot of great wins coming up. And that's the way they're going to probably make people forget. People have a short memory when it comes to these things. But the fact is that all the actual victims, all these girls that were molested, all these girls that were abused by these allegedly high profile individuals, which now there is no list for, do not get justice because these people are still going to be roaming around doing what they do. You can see what happened to Sean Diddy Combs, uh, and everything revolves around the Southern District of New York. Go figure. Go figure. All these tapes and everything else that the estate of Jeffrey Epstein had, all these videos that they produced, all these files that they produced that were held by the Southern District of New York, as far as were in custody of all this information, all these paperwork, all these files. After it landed in Pam Bondi's desk, now they no longer exist. I think this is not the end of it. I think that Musk probably has the list too, and maybe does not want to show it yet. But this is going to get more interesting, I think. But it's sad that a lot of people who got promised certain things are not going to get what they promised. And a lot of people really, really, really got screwed. Especially the people that believe that this administration was going to come through and at least have justice. Nobody got arrested. Only one, Ghislaine Maxwell, got arrested. And more importantly, the people that really got no justice is all these girls that were flown to Epstein Island, and were molested and abused by all these high-profile individuals, which now have which control our government and control everything around us. That's just my take as far as this. I wanted to talk about it because I found it very amusing in the wrong sense as far as all this that went down. And when I started checking all this information, it's a lot of connections. It's a lot of connections. Unfortunately, there's a lot of connections to our president. A lot of things connected. Mar-a-Lago, her dad, Virginia Giuffre's dad, 15 years relationship with Epstein, social circles, all that stuff, Bill Clinton, everybody's involved. Everybody's involved. Those days weren't the days of the phones and all that. Now these days are different, but hopefully there is some type of justice in the future.
That's all for me for tonight. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. I will any suggestions you have, feel free to let me know. Anything you want me to talk about. But this is the truth outside it. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Have a great, great night. Take care. Peace.